The room buzzed with chatter as family and friends filled the wide compound. It was Yemi's wedding day, a day the entire town had been eagerly awaiting. The aroma of fried rice and jollof permeated the air, mixing with the scent of freshly cut flowers. Amidst the laughter, Toke adjusted the bright white dress clinging to her, a dress that mirrored her cousin Yemi's, the real bride. In another corner, Yemi sat with her closest friends, her face glowing with happiness and anticipation. She was a vision in her intricately designed lace gown, beads adorning her neatly styled hair. Yet from where she sat, she caught sight of Toke, flaunting her white dress. Whispers traveled through the crowd like a current, raising hidden eyebrows and skeptical glances. Yemi's heart sank. Sade frowned, observing Toke's deliberate strut among the guests. "She knows what she's doing, Yemi, but today is your day. Don't let her spoil it." Yemi nodded, trying to shake off the unease threatening her joy. But deep inside, the seed of betrayal had been planted. As the ceremony proceeded, the attention fluctuated between the couple and the outspoken cousin twirling in her glaring white. Yemi's mother approached her, a blend of anger and distress in her eyes. "That girl," she hissed, pointing subtly at Toke. "She's crossing the line." "She's family, Ma," Yemi replied softly, yet her eyes betrayed her frustration. "Let's ignore her." Her mother sighed and squeezed her hand. "Your day will still shine, my dear." The festivities continued, yet the whispers grew. Some guests openly commented on the audacity. Yemi struggled to maintain the brave face, her joy slowly draining as Toke's shadow lurked over every moment. Saad whispered in her ear, "We need a plan." Yemi nodded but remained silent, her heart heavy with upset. Finally, as the celebratory dance commenced, Toke's antics became unbearable. Recklessly, she jostled her way to the center, drawing more attention than the couple could command. The crowd watched, some amused, others annoyed. Yemi's hands trembled as she exchanged a look with her father. "Something is not right," her eyes seemed to say. Just before the official wedding speech, Yemi stood, her feet feeling like lead. She glanced at Toke, who smiled knowingly at her. The spite was clear, and Yemi felt her breath catch in her throat. As her father took to the stage, Yemi excused herself, slipping quietly through the crowd. Silent tears threatened to spill over as she found solace at the back of the hall, away from prying eyes. Sade followed hurriedly. "Yemi, are you okay?" Yemi shook her head slowly. "I just wanted today to be beautiful, but she's... Petty?" Saad offered, rubbing Yemi's back. "I need to do something," Yemi said resolutely, her voice strengthening. "She cannot tarnish what I've built." Back among the guests, Toke stood near the stage, soaking in the attention when Yemi emerged once more, determination replacing despair in her eyes. She walked straight to the microphone, her voice low but firm. "Hello, everyone." The air shifted as guests turned to listen. "I thank you all for being here, for celebrating this day with us," Yemi began, ignoring Toke's smug expression. "It wouldn't be a true celebration without surprises, right?" There was a ripple of laughter. Yemi continued, locking eyes with Toke. "I want to share a special story about a journey of love and resilience, one that led me here today and one I won't let be overshadowed." Toke stiffened, sensing the brewing confrontation. Yemi's words bore a confidence that cut through the pretense. "In our family," Yemi said, "we've learned the importance of unity, and today I'm reminded why. Not even the brightest dress can dim the light of genuine love and support." Gasps echoed the room, eyes darting between the two cousins. Yemi's words, wrapped in velvet but laced with iron, silenced Toke's vanity momentarily. Toke's face flushed under the scrutiny. "Yemi, let's not make this bigger than it is," she laughed nervously, trying to brush it off. Yemi smiled serenely, the room hanging on her every word. "Toke, family is everything. Let's make today truly about love." The guests began to murmur support for Yemi. A new energy warmed the gathering. Toke remained silent, aware her bid for spotlight had turned against her. Among the claps and cheers, she felt the weight of her intentions crashing down in shame. Yemi had turned the narrative, her genuine, grace-winning hearts back to her side. The celebration resumed, and Yemi's spirit soared with renewed joy. Toke moved awkwardly through the crowd, feeling the pressure of eyes heavy on her back. Yemi danced, laugh restored, surrounded by true supporters. The day might not have gone perfectly, but she reclaimed it as her own, stronger for the adversity faced in her own family. As night fell, Toke found herself outside, tears glistening under the moonlight. The party continued behind her, its bright sounds clashing with her somber solitude. She pulled out her phone, staring at it hopelessly. A message appeared. "We need to talk." From Yemi. The words felt like a signal, and she realized this battle was not over. They were family, yes, but Yemi's quiet, dignified strength had declared a war Toke hadn't prepared for. As Toke stood outside, staring at the glowing screens of her phone, the ache in her heart grew. The message from Yemi loomed large, pulsing with unspoken words. The laughter from the party seemed miles away, as if she was no longer part of the celebration. Her fingers hovered over the screen, contemplating a response when a voice interrupted her solitude. "Toke, what are you doing out here?" She turned to see Sade approaching, concern etched on her face. Inside, the atmosphere was lively, as if the earlier tension had never happened. Yemi moved gracefully among her guests, carrying herself with a poise that Toke once admired. She hesitated at the entrance, taking in the warmth of the scene she felt excluded from. "Sade, what's the point?" Toke sighed. "I'm the villain here." Sade glanced over at Yemi, who was speaking to an elder, her smile bright and genuine despite earlier disruptions. "Yemi didn't want today to be like this. We all saw what happened, Toke, but it's not too late to fix things." The evening continued, and with a deep breath, Toke approached Yemi, her heart pounding in her chest. The music softened as she reached her cousin, who looked up with guarded eyes. "Yemi, can we talk?" Toke asked, her voice uncertain. Yemi nodded, signaling for them to move to a quieter corner. As they walked, Toke noticed the glances directed her way, the whispers she had once thrived on now cutting into her. Standing under the soft glow of lights, Yemi faced her cousin. There was an air of finality in the way she crossed her arms, waiting patiently. "Toke, why?" Yemi's voice was steady but filled with hurt. "Why today?" Toke's words stumbled out, her bravado dissipating under the weight of her cousin's gaze. "It wasn't supposed to go this far. I don't even know what I wanted anymore." Yemi's eyes softened slightly, the anger giving way to something more profound, sadness. "We're family. I didn't imagine anything like this. I hoped today would be different." Toke felt the tears she had been holding at bay begin to fall. She raised her head to meet Yemi's gaze, the words catching in her throat. "I was jealous, Yemi. You have everything I don't." "And you thought this would change that?" Yemi asked gently, her voice carrying no malice. Toke shook her head, wiping her eyes. "I've made such a mess of everything." Yemi sighed, reaching for her cousin's hand. "The damage is done, Toke. What you did can't be undone, but I remember what our mothers always told us about family." "A house divided against itself cannot stand," Toke offered, remembering the Yoruba proverb often echoed in their family gatherings. "Yes, we need to find our way back to unity, to understanding." Yemi squeezed Toke's hand, a silent offer of reconciliation. The intensity of the day was draining away, leaving an opportunity for something new. Toke realized then that her desperate bid for attention had only brought her further from what she truly needed. "I want to fix this, Yemi. I don't know how, but I want to try," Toke said. Yemi nodded, her expression thoughtful. "Let's start with the truth. Be honest with yourself and with others, and we'll take it from there." As the night deepened, the revelry began to quiet, yet an unexpected peace settled over Toke. It began to dawn on her that perhaps after this storm there was a chance for redemption. Moving toward the small garden behind the hall, Toke sat on a bench, thinking of the damage done, the threads of jealousy and pride still lingering within her. It was then a figure approached, the local pastor, his presence both a comfort and a challenge. Toke looked up, surprised to see the wisdom in his eyes, the gentleness of his demeanor. "I saw your speech today, Toke. It takes courage to step aside, even if you started the fire," he noted. Toke wanted to argue, to demand how faith could repair what seemed so irreparable. But instead, she listened as he continued. "Tell me, Toke, have you found peace in what you've done? Did dressing in white and stealing the show really bring you the happiness you thought it would?" She hesitated, then shook her head, tears welling once more. "No," she admitted. I thought showing I could have what Yemi has would ease something in me, but it only made things worse. There is a scripture, you must know it. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. The pastor's gaze held Toke's, offering a thread of something she desperately craved. Hope. I've made so many mistakes, Toke whispered, her voice cracking. There is grace in repentance, he replied calmly. There is strength in humility. In the silence of the garden, Toke closed her eyes, fumbling through words she hadn't spoken in earnestness for years. It wasn't perfect, but it was honest. A plea for forgiveness not just from Yemi, but from God, and from herself. As they finished, she felt a lightness, a burden lifting. For the first time in a long while, Toke saw a chance to heal where she had hurt. Back inside, Yemi noticed Toke's return, the change subtle but undeniable. As their eyes met, Yemi gave a small nod, an unspoken promise of a path forward they would walk together, cautiously but with intention. The music swelled again, and this time Toke joined the dance floor, embracing the joy of the present, the chance to begin anew. As the night wound down, Yemi and Toke stood side by side, observing the guests depart. Toke touched her cousin's arm gently. Thank you, Yemi, for giving me a chance to change. Yemi smiled, a real smile filled with the love that sisters, by blood or bond, share. We have a lot of work to do, Toke, but you're family, and family forgives. With the hall emptying, Yemi and Toke lingered, the quiet humming of the room a testament to the quiet healing beginning to weave itself into both their lives. Nearby, the pastor watched, his heart satisfied in the work only grace could achieve. Revenge had seemed an alluring path, but beneath that shadow, the light of truth and faith had found a way through, replacing hurt with hope and conflict with Christ's gentle call for redemption.
Thank you so much for listening to this intriguing story. I hope it touched you or taught you something. For more stories like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the page. And guys, if you'd like to see a part 2, or you have thoughts on what happened, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next story.